Hello students, today we shall learn Song of the Open Road by Walt Whitman. Before we begin the poem, first let us see the background of the poet. Walt Whitman was an American poet, essayist and journalist. Whitman is among the most influential poets in America and is often called the father of free verse. He grew up in a family with difficult economic status. At the age of 13, he left school and started working in a printing press. Then he began his career as a teacher at the age of 17. He continued teaching for 3-4 years. Then he finally turned to journalism as a full-time career. His journey with his brother to New Orleans to edit newspaper seems to have been his first real poetic inspiration. His major work, Leaves of Grass, was published in July 1855, which he continued to refine throughout his life. His O Captain, My Captain, a poem written on the death of Abraham Lincoln, is widely popular. The section 1 of Song of the Open Road from Leaves of Grass is a beautiful blend of self-awareness, free will, and tenderness of heart. He has embarked on a journey called life and realizes that along this journey, he will face a test of wisdom which is not tested in any school or university. Schools and colleges can only test your knowledge, but not your wisdom, right? Wisdom is not something that can be passed on to you, and life has its own methods of teaching you. Each experience that you go through teaches you something. The way you deal with different situations, challenges, define who you really are, what you are. So we can say that life will not only test your wisdom, but also make you realize who you really are. Now, coming to the title of the poem. A road is something that is used by everyone, whether you are rich, poor, upper class, middle class, everyone uses it, and it forces all levels of people to associate with one another. The road signifies mobility. One can take the road as a point to start over towards something new. Now here, Whitman talks about the people and places. Along the journey of your life, obviously you will go to different places and meet new people. He argues against staying in one place for too long. Although the hospitality may be true, you may feel that the people over there are very warm and welcoming, but you shouldn't be staying there for too long. Now, what is wrong in staying at one place for too long? If you stay at one place for too long, obviously you won't be able to explore new places, meet different people. Your life will be simply confined to that particular place, which might hamper your growth and development. If you want to have all the enriching experiences of your life, or if you want to achieve your goals, exercise your freedom of will, you must not stay at one place for too long. Afoot and light-hearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me. The poet has started his journey on foot, and he is light-hearted. Means he does not have any tension, any stress. He is happy and he is light-hearted. I take to the open road. Now why open road? Because the poet here has not fixed any destination yet. He says that it's like all options are open to him and he will decide which way to go. Healthy, free, the world before me. In what sense he is saying that the world is healthy? If the world provides you with all the opportunities, all the things, the congenial atmosphere that you need for your growth and development, you can say that the world is healthy. So that is why he is saying that the world is healthy and I am free. I have that freedom of will and I will definitely exercise that freedom of will. The long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. I can choose wherever I want to go, and I will do that. Henceforth I ask not good fortune. I myself am good fortune. So he says that from now onwards I will not ask good fortune, good luck, because I believe in myself, I am confident, and I am self sufficient. And it is like I myself am good fortune. Henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. He's saying that I am not going to whimper. Whimper means making a series of low, weak, and sad cries, especially with fear and pain. So he's saying that I am not going to cry and crib about anything. Postpone no more. If I think that there are certain things I should be doing, I will do it right away. I am not going to postpone anything. Need nothing. I don't want anything. I don't want anybody's support, any external help, because I know that I'm self sufficient and I'm very much sure that I will achieve what I want to. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticisms. So he's saying that I'm done with all the complaints that usually you have when you are indoors. Like you keep complaining about things that are not working for you. You say this is not working out, that is not working out. You simply don't want to take the charge of your life and you keep complaining and blaming the circumstances that surround you. So he's saying that I'm not going to do that. I'm done with those complaints. Then libraries. Maybe he's saying that I'm done with reading. I'm done with maybe all the academics. Now I'll go in the real world and have all real life experiences. Querulous criticisms. Querulous means complaining, showing that one is irritated. Now I'm done with that sort of criticism also. Strong and content, I travel the open road, the earth that is sufficient. While traveling on the road, the poet says that he is being strong and content. He is happy, he is satisfied, and he is very much strong. He does not need any help from anyone. He knows that he is very much confident and self sufficient. The earth that is sufficient. The earth has got everything. It will provide him with everything that he will need for his growth and development. I do not want the constellations any nearer. Now, constellation here means fate, destiny. He says that I don't want any good luck. I don't want to be dependent on fate or destiny because I'm going to create my own fate and destiny. There's one more meaning of constellations here. It means influential groups of people. He says that I don't want to be in touch of influential group of people who will help me out, who will do me some favor and then I'll be successful. No, he says that I don't want anyone's help. I know they are very well where they are. I know they suffice for those who belong to them. So here he is talking about two things. First, maybe he is talking about the real constellations where he says that I know they are very well where they are. Second thing, he says that the influential group of people, maybe all the famous people, rich people, they suffice for those who belong to them. I mean, they are sufficient for those, the people who need help from these people, they are sufficient for them. But I don't want their help. Still here, I carry my old delicious burdens. I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. Now here he is saying old delicious burdens. Now how can a burden be delicious? In what sense he is saying that old delicious burdens? Old delicious burdens simply mean sweet memories of the past, means the time which he might have spent with his friends, his family. So he is saying that I am going to carry those sweet memories with me wherever I go. Burden, why burden? Because it is like a baggage, anything from past, it is like a baggage and you don't want to carry it. But he's saying that those memories, I want to have all those memories and I will keep those memories close to my heart. And wherever I will go, I will carry those memories with me. I carry them with me wherever I go. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. He's saying that I know, I'm very much sure that it is impossible for me to get rid of all those sweet memories. I'm filled with them and I will fill them in return. So the way they have filled filled me with those sweet memories, I will also do the same thing. I will also fill them with those sweet memories. I will do something great, something substantial in my life, and I will make them proud of myself, and I will also fill them with sweet memories in return. So overall in this poem, he is giving us an idea that what are the things that he is going to do when he takes to this open road. Now when he says, I take to the open road, is he literally going somewhere? No, he is not going anywhere. He just simply suggests that it is a road of life, and when he is traveling on that road of life, what are the things that he is going to do? How is he going to travel this road? So take this as a metaphor of life. Okay, so in my next video I will discuss question answers, appreciation and poetic devices. Thank you.